You are not your past. Let me say that again. You are not your past. You are not the mistake you made 10 years ago. You are not the rejection that broke your heart. You are not the failure that cost you everything. You are not the addiction that stole your peace. You are not the betrayal that changed your life. You are not the shame that still whispers your name in the dark. You are not your past. Your past is a classroom, not a courtroom. It is a lesson, not a life sentence. But somebody lied to you. Somebody told you that because you fell, you cannot rise. Because you failed, you cannot succeed. Because you were broken, you cannot be whole. And you believed them. You took their lie and made it your identity. You took their judgment and made it your prison. And now you walk around carrying yesterday on your back like a slave dragging chains, never realizing that the key to your freedom is already in your hand. Listen to me carefully. Your past does not define you. It refines you. It does not limit you. It teaches you. It does not curse you. It prepares you. Every broken moment, every painful season, every tear you cried in the dark, none of it was wasted. It was all working together to shape you into the person you were born to become. The problem is not your past. The problem is that you are still living there. There are people who visit their past like a museum. They walk through, remember the lessons, and move forward. But you moved in. You brought furniture. You hung pictures on the wall. You made your past your permanent address. And now you wonder why you cannot move forward. You cannot drive a car by staring in the rearview mirror. You will crash. The rearview mirror is not designed to guide your future. It is designed to give you perspective on where you have been, so you do not make the same mistake twice. Your past is a reference point, not a residence. It is a teacher, not a master. It is evidence of your survival, not proof of your limitation. You survived what was meant to destroy you. That does not make you weak. That makes you dangerous. You are not a victim, you are a victor. But you will never act like a victor if you keep thinking like a victim. I want you to understand something profound. The manufacturer of a product knows its purpose better than the product itself. A seed does not know it is supposed to become a tree until it is planted. A lion cub does not know it is the king of the jungle until it roars. A diamond does not know its value until it is cut. You were created by someone who knows your purpose, even when you do not. And your purpose was never defined by what happened to you. It was defined before you were born. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake. You were not plan B. You were an intentional, deliberate, strategic decision made by the creator of the universe. And when he made you, he did not look at your future mistakes and say, oh no, this one will fail, but I will make them anyway. No, he saw every mountain you would climb, every valley you would walk through, every battle you would fight. And he said, this one is strong enough. This one is qualified. This one will make it. But the enemy of your future is not your past. It is your perspective of your past. Two people can go through the same storm and come out completely different. One becomes bitter, the other becomes better. One blames the storm, the other thanks the storm. Why? Because one saw the storm as punishment, the other saw it as preparation. You do not get to choose what happens to you, but you always get to choose what it makes of you. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers, betrayed by his family, lied about by a woman who tried to seduce him, thrown into prison for a crime he did not commit, forgotten by people he helped. If anybody had the right to be angry, bitter, and stuck in their past, it was Joseph. But when he finally stood before his brothers years later, after becoming the second most powerful man in Egypt, he did not say, you destroyed my life. He said, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. He saw purpose in his pain. He saw promotion in his prison. He saw destiny in his difficulty. That is the difference between people who rise and people who remain. People who rise do not deny their pain. They dignify it with purpose. They do not pretend the past did not hurt. They just refuse to let the hurt have the final word. They turn their scars into stars. They turn their mess into a message. They turn their test into a testimony. And that is exactly what you must do. Your past is not a prison unless you build the walls yourself. You hold the key. Forgiveness is the key. And I am not just talking about forgiving others. I am talking about forgiving yourself. You have been holding yourself hostage for something that has already been paid for. You keep punishing yourself for something that has already been forgiven. You keep rejecting yourself for something that has already been redeemed. When are you going to let yourself out of the cell? Here is what I know about you. You have been beating yourself up for years over something that took seconds to happen. You replayed that moment 1,000 times in your mind. You rehearsed what you should have said. You regretted what you did. You resented who you became, and now you are stuck. Not because you cannot move forward, but because you will not forgive yourself for being human. Listen to me. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to fall. You are allowed to fail. That does not disqualify you from greatness. It qualifies you, because greatness is not the absence of failure. Greatness is the refusal to let failure define you. Show me someone who has never failed, and I will show you someone who has never tried. Show me someone with no scars, and I will show you someone who has never fought. Your scars are proof that you showed up. Your wounds are proof that you survived. Your past is proof that you are stronger than you think. But you have to stop introducing yourself by your past. Stop saying, I am just someone who failed. Stop saying, I am just someone who got divorced. Stop saying, I am just someone who struggled with addiction. Stop saying, I am just someone who made a mistake. That is not who you are. That is what happened to you. There is a difference. What happened to you is history. Who you are is destiny. And destiny does not bow to history. You want to know why you keep attracting the same problems? Because you keep carrying the same identity. You keep seeing yourself the way you used to be instead of the way you are becoming. You are still calling yourself by yesterday's name. You are still defining yourself by last year's failure. You are still wearing last season's shame. And heaven is trying to give you a new name, a new identity, a new season, but you keep rejecting it because you are too busy holding on to the old one. Let me tell you something about names. In the Bible, when God was about to shift someone into a new season, he changed their name. Abram became Abraham. Sarai became Sarah. Jacob became Israel. Simon became Peter. Saul became Paul. Why? Because a name represents identity. And you cannot walk into a new season with an old identity. You cannot step into your future while holding on to your past. One hand cannot hold your destiny while the other hand holds your history. You have to let go. And letting go does not mean forgetting. It means forgiving. It means accepting. It means releasing. It means saying, that chapter is closed. I learned the lesson. I got the message. Now I am moving forward. You do not have to carry the weight of yesterday into tomorrow. You were never designed to carry that load. You were designed to learn from it and leave it behind. I want you to imagine a butterfly. Before it becomes a butterfly, it is a caterpillar, slow, earthbound, limited. But inside that caterpillar is the DNA of a butterfly. So it builds a cocoon. It goes into a season of isolation, transformation, and struggle. And in that cocoon, everything that made it a caterpillar begins to break down. It loses its old form, its old identity, its old limitations. And when it finally breaks free, it does not come out as a better caterpillar. It comes out as something completely new. It comes out with wings. But here is the key. If that butterfly tried to hold on to its caterpillar identity, it would never fly. If it said, I used to crawl, so that is all I can do, it would never discover its wings. Your past is your caterpillar season. Your present is your cocoon. Your future is your wings. But you will never fly if you keep crawling. Stop crawling through life when you were born to fly. Stop settling for dirt when you were made for the sky. Stop accepting mediocrity when you were created for greatness. You are not average. You are not ordinary. You are not common. You are rare. You are valuable. You are powerful. And the only reason you do not see it is because you are still looking at yourself through the lens of your past instead of the lens of your purpose. Your purpose does not care about your past. Your purpose only cares about your present choices. Every day you wake up, you get to choose. Will you live in yesterday or will you step into today? Will you rehearse your regrets or will you pursue your dreams? Will you focus on what you lost or will you focus on what you still have? Will you mourn what died or will you celebrate what survived? You survived. Do you hear me? You survived. You survived the betrayal. You survived the loss. You survived the pain. You survived the rejection. You survived the failure. You survived the storm. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still standing. And if you survived it, that means it did not kill you. And if it did not kill you, that means you are stronger than it. That means you are bigger than it. That means you are destined to overcome it. But you cannot overcome something you refuse to confront. You cannot heal something you refuse to acknowledge. You cannot move past something you refuse to address. You have been running from your past, and that is why it keeps chasing you. Stop running. Turn around. Face it. Look it in the eye and say, you do not own me. You do not control me. You do not define me. I learned from you. I grew from you. I survived you. and now I am leaving you behind. There is power in confrontation. There is freedom in honesty. There is healing in truth. You do not have to pretend it did not hurt. You do not have to act like it was easy. You do not have to fake your strength. Real strength is not pretending you were never weak. Real strength is admitting you were broken and choosing to rebuild. Real strength is saying, I fell, but I got back up. I failed, but I tried again. I was hurt, but I chose to heal. And healing is not a destination. It is a journey. You do not wake up one day and suddenly have it all together. You wake up one day and decide you are going to take one step forward, then another step, then another. And some days you will stumble. Some days you will doubt. Some days you will cry. And that is okay, because progress is not perfection. Progress is movement. And as long as you are moving forward, you are winning. Do not compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Do not measure your beginning by someone else's middle. Do not judge your process by someone else's results. You are not them. You do not have their story. You do not have their struggles. You do not have their starting point. You have yours, and your story is just as important. Your journey is just as valuable. Your process is just as powerful. You are exactly where you need to be, not where you want to be, not where you will be, but where you need to be. Because everything you are going through right now is preparing you for everything you are about to step into. You cannot skip this part. You cannot fast forward through the process. You have to go through it to grow through it. You have to feel it to heal it. You have to face it to overcome it. And I know it hurts. I know it is hard. I know you are tired. I know you want to give up. But you cannot give up now. Not when you are this close. Not when you have come this far. Not when you have survived this much. You did not come this far to only come this far. You came this far to go further. You came this far to finish. You came this far to win. The enemy of right is not wrong. It is good. The enemy of great is not failure. It is average. The enemy of your destiny is not your past. It is your comfort. You have become comfortable with your limitations. You have become comfortable with your excuses. You have become comfortable with your pain. And comfort is the thief of progress. Comfort will keep you stuck longer than struggle ever will. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to get hungry. You have to get desperate for change. You have to want your future more than you fear your past. You have to want freedom more than you want to be right. You have to want growth more than you want to be comfortable. Because the moment you become comfortable with where you are, you stop moving toward where you are supposed to be. A lion does not lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. A lion does not apologize for being powerful. A lion does not shrink to make others comfortable. A lion roars. And when a lion roars, everything in the jungle listens. You are a lion. You were born to roar. But you have been silent for too long. You have been afraid of your own voice. You have been afraid of your own power. You have been afraid of what people will think, what people will say, what people will do. And while you were busy being afraid, you forgot who you were created to be. You were created to dominate, not to be dominated. You were created to lead, not to follow. You were created to build, not to beg. You were created to rise, not to settle. You were created to be free, not to be bound. And the only thing keeping you bound is the lie that you believed about yourself. You believe the lie that you are not enough. You believe the lie that you are too broken. You believe the lie that you are too far gone. You believe the lie that it is too late. And every day you believe that lie, you gave it power. But today you take that power back. Today you reject that lie. Today you declare the truth. And the truth is this: you are enough. You are worthy. You are valuable. You are powerful. You are loved. You are forgiven. You are redeemed. You are chosen. You are destined. And nothing in your past can change that. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. Your past is a season, not your entire life. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. And the moment you understand that, everything changes. The moment you stop living in your past and start living for your future, everything shifts. The moment you stop looking back and start looking forward, everything aligns. The moment you stop mourning what you lost and start celebrating what you still have, everything transforms. You still have life. You still have breath. You still have strength. You still have hope. You still have purpose. You still have potential. You still have time. And as long as you have time, you have opportunity. As long as you have breath, you have a chance. As long as you have life, you have a future. And your future is not behind you. It is in front of you. But you will never see it if you keep looking back. Turn around. Face forward. Lift your head. Open your eyes. Your future is calling. Your destiny is waiting. Your purpose is ready. And the only thing standing between you and everything you were created to be is the decision to let go of everything you used to be. Let it go. Release it. Forgive it. Heal from it. Learn from it. And move forward. The past is over. It is done. It is finished. And you get to decide what happens next. You get to write the next chapter. You get to choose the next season. You get to define the next version of yourself. And this version does not carry shame. This version does not carry regret. This version does not carry guilt. This version carries wisdom. This version carries strength. This version carries power. This version carries purpose. You are not who you were. You are who you are becoming. You are not where you were. You are where you are going. You are not defined by yesterday. You are defined by tomorrow, and tomorrow starts today. Right now, in this moment, you have the power to change your life. You have the authority to shift your story. You have the ability to rewrite your narrative. And it starts with one decision. The decision to stop living in your past and start living in your purpose. Your purpose is bigger than your pain. Your destiny is greater than your mistakes. Your future is brighter than your past. And you were not created to live small. You were not created to play safe. You were not created to settle. You were created to soar. You were created to shine. You were created to stand. And today is the day you rise. Today is the day you believe again. Today is the day you take back your power. Today is the day you reclaim your identity. Today is the day you step into your greatness. The past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Learn it, leave it, and live.